Hi everyone, Michael Anfield here. Thank you for joining me. So I'm just going to address a question that someone or a comment that someone had posted, and don't be ashamed or don't be what's the word? Don't be like scared of my opinion because these are my opinions and a lot of it is truth actually. So, someone said, no matter what you eat, there are bacteria in feces that are harmful to ingest. So, rinsing with water but no soap isn't enough. So, let me address this question here. Once you start eating healthfully, and I mean healthfully, I mean the naturally tended food that we're supposed to be eating, which is fruit. Now, fruit does not have anything harmful in the fruit. Unless, of course, maybe you're buying conventional produce that has chemicals on it from the supermarket, and that's really all you can afford or you can buy. So, unfortunately, that is a problem that we got to face with. Now, if we're growing our own food, okay, and we're eating mainly raw, fresh fruits and veggies, then we don't really have to worry about the bacteria because there's very, very little. And actually in urine and in feces, our excrement, there's good bacteria. I've noticed when I used my own feces and urine on plants that they actually do wondrous for these plants. They make them grow faster and better and healthier and sweeter. And when you add in the compost, the plant compost, you get miracle plants, miracle growth in these plants. And that is a natural thing to do. Even if you're eating cooked vegan food, that is a natural thing to do, to go into nature, squat, and do your business there. That's a natural thing to do, and it is a beautiful thing to do. You just poop anywhere you feel like it, and that is that. Very simple. And you are working in harmony with the earth because whatever you're consuming, you're feeding back to nature. And nature works that way. When animals are doing their business, they go anywhere in nature and that fertilizes the soil, the earth, the plants, trees, and it creates a symbiosis, co working in co-harmony with everything. And when we wash with soap, do we really know what's in that soap? Are we supposed to actually put soap on our bodies? I hardly ever do. I do, what I do use is I do use plants. So for example, if I'm taking a shower, I'll rinse my body first, and then I'll shut off the water, of course. Then I'll wash my whole body with water. Then I'll shut off the water. Then I'll use lemon and orange juice, freshly squeezed from the orange and the lemon. Either or both, that's fine. Anything that has like a lot of liquid. Okay, so orange, lemon, lime, they're all good. Just make sure the lime is yellow, okay? Because if it's green, it's unripe. So then you just put it into a little container, pour it on yourself, rub it in your hair, rub it all over yourself, and wait like between 5 and 10 minutes. Keep rubbing it all over yourself. Try not to put the pulp because then when you have pulp like in your hair, it's kind of hard to get out. But then after like 5-10 minutes, maybe even just a few minutes, that is going into our skins. So it's penetrating, all that juice is penetrating into our skins, which is good for us. Then we can just wash that off, basically. Comb our hair in the shower, wash it off, and that's it. Same thing when it comes to going out, going to the washroom, doing your business. What you can do if you just don't want to use water in your hand is you can use like a little rag or you can use a handkerchief or something like that and then just wash a handkerchief when you get home and hang it up. Pretty simple. So of course, use the handkerchief or a towel or something, but make sure it's wet, of course, and then you just wipe yourself. It's very simple. I learned it from someone actually, and you don't waste toilet paper. You don't waste buying all this chemically laden soaps that are out there. A lot of them, containing animal ingredients. And I find it to be healthier. I find it to be better and cleaner, actually. I find it to be very, very much clean. Because if you think about it, majority of people they use toilet paper. And when you wipe off with toilet paper, like let's say for example you have shit on your face, you have excrement on your face. You're not going to just wipe it off with toilet paper because that's not going to do any good, right? So what you want to do is you want to wash it off. And if you're eating healthfully, vegan, whole foods, predominantly raw vegan, vegetarian, then you don't really have to worry about any harmful bacteria because there's very, very little. Yeah, there might be a little bit something in there, because we're not all pure, we're not all like toxic free, but it's cleaner and better than ever. And I would never put soap on my body. I hardly ever do put soap on my body. If it is, it's just pure olive oil, for example, or something like that. But why I don't use soap is because if we're living in nature and that's all we have is just nature and we're gatherers and we're gathering some fruit and some other foods and so forth, there's no such thing as a soap bar or liquid soap. So how are we going to clean ourselves? A lot of times we clean ourselves either with leaves or with water, whatever available water is around us. And a lot of times, uh, I mean, you do whatever you can. Now, of course, we don't live in nature anymore. We're not foraging like we used to. But I think water is the next best thing. People might argue with me and say, you need toilet paper, you need to use soap, you need to do. And again, if you're eating healthfully, there's really nothing too harmful in our excrement. And don't forget, like a lot of times when I go to the washroom, there's no excrement even on there. Sometimes there is, sometimes there isn't. So it's a touchy subject, but I've been doing this for like many years now without soap and just using water basically. And if I don't have water at that particular time, I'll just use a leaf and then wash later when I get somewhere where there is water. So that's it. You know, don't use harmful chemicals. Don't use soaps. Don't use toilet paper and ruin the environment, even if it says environmentally friendly or recycled material, whatever. Just use water. Water's fine. If you really want to use soap, get a like an olive oil soap or something. If you really want to make sure that it's clean down there, after you use water, wipe it with a clean, you know, with a dry towel. And you can even put like just a little bit coconut oil there because it's antibacterial. So putting coconut oil, pure coconut oil that's not using exploited monkeys and of course organic and whatever. And that will do the trick. That will do the trick. And I've noticed also, well, I won't talk about what I'm going to talk about because I'm going to leave that for another video actually. So end this video. I use water. So should you when cleaning yourself after every time you go to the washroom. And that's about it. Like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you soon.